Hey guys, it's Kip from Famous by Friday Pickleball. Got a brand new paddle to review. The new Rokne Aero Blade 1.19. This is the most adventurous, aggressive effort from Rokne so far. I've liked a lot of their paddles in the past, so I'm very anxious to get out and hit this one. The very first thing you notice from this paddle is the aerodynamic throat. That's not new. We've seen that from other companies. However, Rokne's come up with these 0.5 ounce dampeners that can easily go in and out of these holes in the neck to kind of customize your paddle's weight and give it a little more vibration dampening from shots, especially out here on the perimeter. It's kind of a cool idea, and it does, all three of these do come with the paddle, so you don't have to pay extra for them, which is really nice as well. Very excited to get out and hit this paddle. I'll kind of bounce through the attributes of this. It does have a power polypropylene core. It does have some foam injection around the perimeter. Foam injected carbon fiber perimeter to give that a larger sweet spot. We've seen that in other paddles, but very anxious to try it in this one. It is edgeless, very pretty paddle. It's got a precision molded three-piece kind of layer carbon fiber face. It does have grit paint. Kind of always worry about that. How fast is it going to wear off? How well will it last? Another cool thing, it's got a kind of a power, what he call a power spine in the handle. It goes from the handle throughout the base. This is going to give it structural support and help kind of that transfer of energy from your hand out to the paddle, and should increase the feel from the paddle to your hand. Very cool thoughts. This is very aggressive thinking. It's a lot of this is different. We've seen these components before, but Rokne's trying all of them at the same time, plus giving you a little bit of kind of a dimension of you can change it to fit your game. That is very cool. This paddle is 16.5 inches long, 7.25 inches wide. Does have a 5.5 inch grip, 4.25 inch circumference. I will say that it's a touch heavy for some right out of the box. This paddle is 8.5 ounces, and then you start throwing a little in these in there, and you could easily get this up to 10 ounces. If you put all three of these weights in there, that's where you'll end up, or all three of these dampeners that are weighted, and you can feel them, they're a little heavy. If you put all three in there, you're up to 10 ounces. Now you've drug it from head heavy. The foam injection around this perimeter, the carbon, the fiber face, the carbon molded perimeter with the foam injection kind of makes this a touch heavy. You can feel it right here. So I believe the idea behind this is to drag some of that weight down toward the handle. It still leaves it kind of above the hand though. So I have to see, I'm going to go out, I'm going to try it with all these weights and really see how this paddle plays. I am anxious to get this out of the court. Rokne's had some cool paddles in the past. I'm anxious to see what this does. All right guys, I hope you're out there. You'll get to hit this paddle with me as well. All right, Rokne Aero Blade 1.19. Head to the courts right now. See you there. I can do better. Don't All right, guys, Rokne Aero Blade 1.19. Let's go after a cone. Not bad. Wasn't bad. Nice feel. Yeah, that's really nice. Maybe you'll hear it in the microphone. There is a little breeze today. Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Except it hopped over the fence and it's still rolling. All right. One more try. Yeah, that's really nice. I'm gonna try and spin a couple. Okay, guys, a little spin with the Rokne Aero Blade. Wow, zero spin on that ball. Absolutely zero spin. Let me try again. Rokne Aero Blade spin. Really, zero spin. That was a good serve, but that was zero spin. Let me try again. Let me try this again. I'm really gonna try and spin this. Haven't got any spin yet at all. Wow, none. Not even a hint of spin from this paddle. Accuracy was good, straight line accuracy. No spin at all. Wow. Rokne Aero Blade. Hey guys, I'm back. Just spent the last few weeks with the new Rokne Aero Blade 1.19. I didn't know what to expect from this paddle, but I kind of had high expectations because Rokne's had really good paddles in the past. So I was very anxious to get out and hit this paddle. In a lot of ways, this paddle didn't disappoint me at all. This paddle had very nice accuracy, control, and consistency. I don't think I mentioned in the opener, but this paddle is 19 millimeters thick. You would expect accuracy and control and consistency from a thicker paddle because it doesn't flex at all. It's not going to move. You're going to be able to just really put that ball wherever you want. Also, at 8.5 ounces and head heavy, you're going to have power. The power numbers were there. The service numbers were very good. Once again, comes back to the properties of the paddle. On the plus side of that as well is defense to offense. You put this paddle down, the ball's going to come off of it. It's going to go back into the non-volley zone. You're going to be able to place wherever you want to. Very good defense to offense paddle. Easy depth. You can really go after your serves and go after your returns and just trust they're going to go nice and deep and reward you for going after those shots. Also, the carbon perimeter with the foam injection really drags that sweet spot out. The sweet spot is very accessible and you really don't have to worry about that. You can hit this ball pretty much anywhere on the face and it's going to react the same way. This paddle is also fairly easy to maneuver, even though it is head heavy, and that makes it a little heavier and a little sluggish. It still is pretty easy to maneuver and gets through the air really quickly. It is a very comfortable paddle. It also has a plush, nice feel. There's no harshness from it. That may be the spine that runs from the tip of the handle through the base of the paddle. That structural spine that they put in there, the precision molded single piece spine that goes through there, it really seems to add a lot of feedback and feel and allow you to really, once again, trust this paddle and believe it's going to go where it's supposed to go. On the negative sides of this paddle, and there are a couple of things that are kind of negatives with this paddle almost has zero spin. In fact, I was shocked at how little spin it had. I really tried to spin this paddle. It just doesn't spin at all. It doesn't have bad dwell time, just no spin at all. Now, if you're not a spin enthusiast, it's not going to bother you at all. But I kind of like to spin the ball. I like roll backhands. I like to spin it on dry. I like to top spin. I like to back spin. There's just not much spin with this paddle, hardly zero. There's just not at all. So if you're a spin enthusiast, I would look somewhere else. The other kind of negative with this paddle, and it's a weird negative, these little vibration dampeners that add weight to the paddle. I played with all 3 in, 2 in, 1 in. They really don't seem to affect the performance of this paddle they just add a little more weight and make it a little more sluggish. And like I said, I think I said in the opener, you could actually, when you put all 3 of these in, it drags it up to 10 ounces. It really gets sluggish. Now, it's got great mass, great plow through, just it's not easy to maneuver at all anymore. It almost helped, it did help with this paddle. If you put the little lead tape out here, it seemed to kind of drag that twist weight out and increase the twist weight where that sweet spot's even a little bit bigger and gave a little more performance. When you put the weight down here in the throat, it just didn't seem to affect the play that much. Just made it a little bit of a slower paddle. Another negative with this paddle, or at least something I need to touch on, is this paddle is $299.99 US. That's pretty pricey for a paddle. It does a lot of things well. Rokne put a lot of research and development into this paddle. But the areas that, if you're a spin enthusiast, let's say, you're going to really be disappointed with this paddle. But everything else it does pretty darn well. And it's got pretty good game. But it's on the pricey side. So I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that it is kind of on the upper level of price. But like I said, they've really tried. Rokne's put a lot of research and development in this, and they've really tried to get kind of outside the box thinking. I'd be anxious to hear if you guys have tried this paddle. I know it's selling because I believe it's sold out right now. So I'm anxious to hear who's tried it, who's played with it. If you like it, I love Rokne. I love that company. They really do some cool things. For me, being kind of a spin-ish player, I like to add spin to the ball. It's not going to go in my bag, but it is going to fit some people's game. And it's going to fit it really well. If you like head heavy, you like a little power, and you like control, and you don't really care what that spin, this is going to fit your game really well. All right, guys, let me know if you played this paddle. As always, hit like, subscribe. I'm going to be back with more content really soon. Get out there and play. Spring is here, and I'll be back with more Rokne Aero Blade. All right.